Hey everybody, it's Dr. Kim Duramo from drkimd.com, physician, speaker, #1 best-selling author, and founder of the American Institute of Mind-Body Medicine. I have a really cool and fun tool to share with you that I learned a few weeks back at my Mastermind group, where we did this improv exercise. We spent 2 hours working with an improv specialist for our Mastermind group, a bunch of doctors and healers and all kinds of other leaders who are physicians doing extraordinary things. And what we did was this 2-hour intensive of improv. Well, I've always really been interested in improv because of, you know, your ability to come out of yourself and be creative and joyful and fun. So I was like totally eager, jumping in, really excited. And some other people were really scared, like, oh my gosh, this is going to be kind of embarrassing. I don't know what I'm doing. But she led us through these different exercises, and this was the first one. And it helped us just get so comfortable with it and learn to have fun with it. And this one meant so much to me because although I'm really proactive with my life and, you know, I guess most people will call me positive, there is this one habit that I've done that's totally been causing me all kinds of problems in my life, my relationship, my health, my career, like every aspect of my life. So I'm totally outing myself here when I tell you about how I was not using this tool. And this is called the yes and tool. And yes and game, really. It's the yes and game. And this will really, it can change the game for you and how you're doing everything in your life. You learn, instead of, you know, we usually have like a yes but response if someone tells us a new idea or a suggestion, or maybe it's advice someone's giving you. Well, yeah, but I've already tried that and that doesn't work. Or yeah, but people aren't really going to be that way, so this won't work for me, or whatever it might be in your own self-talk or your communication with others. And I started to see this, especially how I've been with my husband. He's always so full of expansive ideas and energy and passion. And so he actually would say this to me all the time, like, you know, you shoot things down before you try them out. And so it would particularly come up with him. Well, that's like such a bad idea. So when I learned this tool with Amy, our improv teacher, I knew this was hugely valuable for me. So here's how you use the yes and tool. She had us using it where someone would pass us something and you pretend like, you know, here's a beautiful gourmet dinner. And you'd say, yes, and I'm going to put a little lemon over this fish. And they'd say, yes, and then they'd kind of go up in the next thing. Let's have a nice glass of wine to drink with this. What we end up doing so often is someone hands us a beautiful gift and we do the opposite. So in improv, it looks like, hey, here's a beautiful fish dinner. And you'd say, yeah, but let's go like jump on a plane and fly to France. Something's better there, you know? So it's an analogy, but you may see it coming up in your life. So with the yes and tool, no matter what's being handed to you, whether it's someone's idea or a suggestion or an actual gift, everything you say is in a yes and. So you validate what's showing up in your life. And that might be something you think is unwanted, like, oh my gosh, my neck is hurting so much. So it could be, yes, and I'm going to massage into this and maybe do something joyful for myself today. Take a few deep, slow breaths. Or you know, someone just called me and just reamed me out for something they weren't happy with. It might be, yes, and I wonder if that person could use a little bit of support. How can I be loving? How can I, maybe it's just a space of stillness. Yes, and how can I offer them a space of love in reflection for the action maybe that I didn't like? So I want you to be creative with this and looking at how can I use the yes and game? How can I use the yes and game for everything that comes up in my life? The things that I'm delighted with, because then I sort of amplify them and I get even more. Or the things that maybe I'm judging, maybe I'm not happy with. Wow, she always seems to say, you know, this person always criticizes me. And I could say, yes, and maybe I'd be willing to look at that if there's room for me to grow, because I love growing and I love learning and I love looking at new perspectives. So that would be a yes and. So it's harmless. It's not like you're inviting more challenge into your life or more problems. You actually can transform that and open other people as well. So there's the yes and tool. I'm excited to hear how you guys find creative ways of working with this, and I'll see you soon.